There was one thing I'd never thought I'd be saying on here. I've just won the 500-meter hurdles in Milton Keynes. No, it's that Boss have just updated firmware for the GT1000 and GT1000 core. Not only that, there's a new AMPS in there and a couple new drive pedals. So I didn't think this was a thing that I'd be talking about on a Friday morning. I just saw it come up in an article, I think maybe Guitar World, yesterday, and I thought, right, I'll update that quickly. I'm going to show you the process of updating. Basically, you go onto the Boss website. Obviously, you've not done this many times before. I think this is not exactly the first firmware update that they've ever done for the GT1000, but I think it's the first time they've added AMPS. This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. 3 new guitar amps and a bunch of bass amps and a couple of drive pedals. Welcome to the party, boss. This is what other modelers have been doing now for years, and I think it actually could be a big step for Boss to do this sort of thing. Anyway, the process for updating, with search Boss GT1000 firmware, you're going to need to update both your GT1000 editor and also the firmware on here. The firmware on here, basically you hold down right as you power it up whilst plugged in with USB. So that's quite a lot to bear in mind. So you can plug it in the USB first, hold down right, and then put your power in. That will put it into like USB drive mode. And then you drag across what you downloaded. So that's fairly easy. Once you've unzipped the folder, the file, then drag it into this when it's a drive. It will then prompt you on screen to unplug the cable. I think you first, on the actual instruction, says to unmount the disc. And then it will go through 5 steps of updating. It takes a couple of minutes, not long at all. And then you just turn it off and turn it back on. You're good to go. Let's look at what the actual amps and models sound like, except for the bass ones. I don't know if there's anyone out there making videos about the Boss GT1000 on bass guitar. Good luck if there is. Oh, why is this significant? Well, because Boss haven't been doing it, and I think it's one of the reasons that we don't talk about their hardware, which actually their hardware is pretty great. We don't talk about it that much because there's not really been that much to talk about. This is still 3 amps that are kind of not based on anything real. They're kind of doing their MDP thing where basically you get lots of kind of little chips of wood and you put them together and you make a bigger board. Yeah, no, actually, well, I think basically they process each string or something like that, or each chunk of strings slightly differently. So like your amp reacts differently to the lower strings and the higher strings. So whether it works or not, I guess is up to you to decide. But let's hear them. Well done, boss. It is good to have you updating stuff. I can't find my paintbrush to dust this off, but it's time to talk about it again. Okay, so here we have, so you can see we've got dark drive, fat tube, solid stack, classic blue, silver tube, studio bass. I think a bunch of those are new bass amps, but I'm not a bassist, so. Right, the new amps that we're interested in here, Ultra, Optima and Titan. I'm gonna guess, and I think I've read in the notes. Titan compared to that X modded, I guess you'd say. Yeah, pretty cool. We've got that high gain switch that we have on all of them as well. That's pretty cool. Then we've got the Optima Prime. Let's just that one's actually really, really nice. Cool, that's awesome. And then Ultra. So that's pretty cool. Distortion wise, there's a couple of new ones. I think I read that DS1 and SD1, which I would assume actually in there already. I really do like these new amps. And it's taking pedals in quite a pleasant way. Yeah, cool. Right, I'm gonna instead of this being switched, control, I want to switch with control 1, no, it's down. Change this one to Optima. If you're wondering what's going on with the speaker aspect of this, I think this is what you need to know. 4x12 mic type blend C. I think that's what you need to know. Right, so yeah, let's put that there. Cheers for stopping by. Let me know what you think of the new amps.